Hey, we're live. It's Tuesday night. Hafeman Bros Packers Steelers game review, where we show you stuff that nobody else does, nobody else talks about, nobody else points out, things that are glossed over. And sometimes we get a little, people are like, why you show us bad stuff? Packers won. And I do want to keep that perspective. Look, Ben and I talked about this. Ben, we talked about this before this season because it was a crazy off season, and we said we don't know what's happening after the season. We want to enjoy this season, and I do. And I also look at teams like the Vikings, who just would be happy if their team could win, And here we are as Packer fans, and we win, and then we're still kind of like, man, this could be better. Or what happened here? We're looking at stuff, but again, the reasoning for that is the expectation. Teams like the Vikings would just like it if their team won more games than they lost during the season. We want to see the Packers win another Super Bowl. And if some of these bad trends keep happening, they probably won't get there, but there's ways to fix it. And that's what we also tell you too. And Ben's great at pointing that out. So Ben has a whole bunch of video work. He spent all his life, the last 2 days, didn't sleep, worked on analyzing Packers Steelers video. Ben, I hope you can tell me at some point during your video how Billy Turner stopped TJ Watt all the time. I don't understand it. I don't understand how Billy Turner all of a sudden played pretty good in this game, but I got to give him some credit. I know he poked him in the eye. I know he tried to choke him. I know he did some other stuff, but he still stopped him. So maybe you get to that too, but you got other stuff.
I don't have any of that. The only play I remember that Billy Turner is an important part of. TJ Watt kicked his butt.
Oh, okay.
But it didn't matter. It didn't matter that TJ Watt kicked his butt because Aaron Jones is the man. But that's besides the point.
Larry McCarron just put out a video. Billy Turner was the offensive lineman of the game, and after reviewing the game, he's even more sure that even more emphatic that Billy Turner was the offensive lineman of the game. And I will say this. I watched it. I just saw it. He managed to find like 5 or 6 plays where Billy Turner actually did a good job, which, hey, that is remarkable.
I'll take it.
Right there.
I'll take it.
The only problem is now you got 3 good tackles. If Billy Turner keeps playing like this, who knows what'll happen once Bakhtiari gets back.
You got 4. Right, you got Yash Nyman. He's pretty good.
He should start.
Over Bakhtiari? Whoa.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm feeling a little crazy. Maybe we take Bakhtiari and package him up with Rodgers and send him off, and we get Yashi in there. We'll see. Not right now, but next season, when we're saving money and we're hitting the reset button like Matt.
Bakhtiari is hurt a lot, but we did give him a ginormous contract, so that'll be the worst penalty and cap hit in the history of all time if we try and trade him now.
All right, let's not do that. All right, sorry, I got us off track. We'll get back on track, and Mom gave us a good point. Gave us a good thing. She wants more fart gun. She wants us to bring back the fart gun. So mom's idea was this: fart gun salute for whoever gets the closest to the actual game score of people that give scores on Friday nights.
That's you. So that's why you're giving yourself a fart gun salute?
No, I wasn't the closest.
You were 31 to 13. Who was closest?
I was 35 to 16.
Oh, well, who was 31 to 13?
31 to 13 was Rick. But there was someone even closer than that. And he is one of the smartest people that ever chats in our shows. He had the score of 30 to 20. I think that's the closest of anybody. And that is Lee. So Lee, thanks to Mom, wanted to bring the fart gun back. And I said, anything fart gun, I'm on it. We will give everyone, whoever gets the closest to the actual score of the game in their Friday night predictions, a fart gun salute. Lee had 30 to 20 Packers. He was the closest to being correct. Lee, this is for you. Oh, sorry.
That kept going. There's a little extra. That happens at times.
You think it's all out, and then a little more comes out. Ben, I know you got some stuff to come out in just a second, but this is going to go off in probably like 10 seconds here. So I'll just talk until it starts. I'm good at that. I just keep talking, and sometimes things happen.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to do it. I do it. Hey. Congratulations, Lee, for having the closest score prediction. You get the fart gun salute this week. Ben, take it away.
All right. What do you want to do?
I want it all. You said you got lots of video you
All right.
spent time on, and you got to work tonight, so let's do it.
Let's look at some defense first. I have only one defensive video. So you're probably like, oh, wait, do you give me this sharing option?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah.
I got to remember how to do that again. That's right.
You're good.
Share.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry.
Hmm.
I always have to open this in a weird screen and then.
Okay, I'll cover you quick. I did want to bring back a couple of things we used to do. I want to have the, if you can, and if anybody is in the chat, we want you to chime in too about a really exciting play. We used to call it our oh yeah play that really got you up off your chair. A roller coaster play where you're kind of like freaking out, like, oh my God, this is going to be bad. And then it ended up being good. And then just a general WTF play from the game. So we'll try to get back to that too. And if you guys want to help out when we call for it, you can be involved. I have one other thing about a Dirt Star award maybe that we could bring in, but we'll see where
I don't know what that means.
Well, it's similar to the poop star that you guys used to have at your apartments.
Oh, yeah.
Except it's kind of like the unheralded. To me, it's like the unheralded person. So they kind of get a dirty star. Like they're actually a star of the game, but it's kind of a dirty star because not enough people realized it.
Well, that's going to be Aaron Jones because I'm going to show you a bunch of video telling you why.
Cool.
But that's besides the point. Right now, we're talking about the big Kiki sack fumble in the game, and everybody's seen the play, and that's awesome. But what I want to show is let's take a look at this coverage. Okay, first of all, if you look at the top of the screen, this is not good.
3rd and 6. Let's be back. Yeah, that's good.
3rd and 6. Let's start, 8 yards off the ball. But let's take a look down here. Shannon Sullivan is right up on him.
I like that.
Over here, Jair right up on him.
Good.
We got safety help deep back here to make sure just in case these two guys go over the top. You got some good safety help here. You got a zone in the middle with Owen Burks here, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys on the line, 2 stand-up rushers. And then it looks like Devondre Campbell may be coming on a blitz. Okay, now and he came on a blitz and got a sack earlier when nobody blocked him because they overflooded one of the sides. Or actually, maybe it was later in the game. I can't remember when it was, but it's something where they're worried about him, right? Now, I don't know what Roethlisberger, his first read is over to this side of the field. So with man coverage, bump and run, you're close. Let's watch and see what happens with these guys as we move forward a little bit here.
I think we all saw Roethlisberger is pretty bad.
Okay.
Right.
So at this point, Roethlisberger has the ball. Let's look at the line here first. No, the tackles are going so far back because Roethlisberger is 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, right? So they're giving Preston Smith here some room. This guy's getting a double team help on Gary. And they chose to double team Kenny Clark, those idiots, which was the dumbest move of all time. Because then you got single on Kiki. And Kiki just blows this guy up. He's just like, I'm going right through you. I'm going to push you 10 yards all the way into Ben Roethlisberger. And it was awesome to watch, right? But let's take a look here. There is no quick outlet here because Jair's right on him. Shannon Sullivan right on him. This tight end has got underneath coverage because Campbell came out here to make sure to look out for any type of guy coming through the middle. Plus, you got 2 guys here to cover it up. The safeties both came down. Instead of going back, how many times do you watch the safeties run backwards? Or one guy will go backwards 25 yards?
Yeah,
no, they both actually came up.
That was a staple of the Pettin and Dom Capers defense. 20 yards back and back up as soon as they snap the ball. Yeah.
And not only that, because the reason why Stokes is so far off is because he knows he's on an island. Like he has no help. So there's no blitz. It's just a 4-man rush. But if you look all before the first down marker here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Packers. And then Stokes has got to worry about this guy on his own. But luckily, Roethlisberger's not looking there, right? So there's no place to throw the ball right now, or it's going to get picked. And I'm assuming now you got these 2 guys doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
I don't like this part, but I'm assuming that right now back here, the coverage is still good. If you look, Shannon Sullivan is still on his guy. Jair's probably still on his guy. And Savage must have taken the inside slot to help out with Shannon Sullivan. You can't see it. I'm sure if I could ever get the actual 22, we'd be able to see it. But what I'm saying is this. We have bump and run coverage that slowed the receivers down a little bit, and Kiki just shoved his dude all the way into the backfield. And that's why this play worked. They didn't play 25 yards off, because if they would have, maybe Roethlisberger would have seen somebody open. The other thing is that's really dumb. All these guys are running routes well past the first down marker, and there's no outlet. There's no outlet here for Roethlisberger, other than maybe this running back who's getting a really late chip because he had to help out with Gary. So there's nowhere for Roethlisberger to go. And that's what led to that, because he was looking to go to this side, to the outlet route, right as he got hit. So it's a great play by Kiki. He uses his strength. He just bull rushes all the way through. But it was also the defensive call. Let's get on the guys. Don't give them that space to run their route or to possibly even be a slant. There were no slants called, so that's good. I don't know why, because there's nobody in the whole middle of the field there. But there was 2 Packer linebackers there who couldn't, who probably could have taken away the slant. I mean, if you watch Devondre Campbell, he goes out looking like he's taking away the slant there. So that was a great call defensively, the whole team as a whole. And then also Kiki just getting in there and busting stuff up. And you said something earlier before we started about Kiki. Is this going to be the new Kiki, or is this just a one-hit wonder? I don't know if you remember, we talked about it earlier. When the Packers played the Texans last year, there was about 5 Kiki plays that were awesome, and I found them all and I played them on our show.
We got all excited.
And we got all excited, and then he never did anything ever again. And what do we know about the Houston Texans offensive line? It was terrible.
Trash.
What do we know about the Steelers offensive line? It's terrible. So I'm not going to put this as a Kiki's here to stay. It's probably the one time where he made a couple plays. Now, he did get his hand up, block the pass down, which I love. How many times a pass breakup that's just the same as a tackle at the line of scrimmage or anything, you know what I'm saying? Or a pass breakup in the backfield or whatever, or in the secondary, whatever. And Kiki did that too. I mean, that's awesome. Because your guy, maybe he was open. Maybe the receiver was wide open, but Kiki kept his eyes on the quarterback, which we know Zadarius Smith doesn't ever do. Got his hand up, knocked the ball down. That's good stuff. So what do you think about that? Defense play, pretty cool. Nice call.
Yeah, it's good. It's refreshing to see guys not way back off and then backing up and giving up, first downs in like 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, downs that the defense should win. And it's clearly more difficult. And especially when you look at the way Roethlisberger plays and had played and missed throws, get up and make him throw over the top of you. And yeah, at least they did that. I hope they do it against everybody. And I do wish, it is just disappointing because I do wish Kiki, we were going to see that out of him against good lines, but I don't have a lot of faith. He's a 5th round pick. He shows up, he's a solid player, looks good against bad lines, looks average against everybody else, and disappears against the good lines. So I hope there's a change there. I hope something, I don't know how it could miraculously be better, but
it'd be nice. But
it would be awesome. Have a second.
What it will do is at least maybe it'll force the Bengals to
good point.
Look to him and maybe double team him. And then that would give Kenny Clark a chance to show if he can do something, or somebody else or whatever. I mean, and if it gives Preston and Gary one-on-ones on the outside, like that play showed there,
right?
It might help if the secondary can still play that same way. Like we need them to play up bump and run. No more of this sit back and, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Now, after that, they went after Stokes a lot more.
Yep.
After that series, and then it kind of became a little dicey there because Stokes was getting hit for big hits over and over and over. But yeah.
One more thing about defense, a defensive player, and tell me if I'm crazy or just weird or whatever. But to me, it's almost like the way Rashawn Gary runs upfield, it makes him easier to block. I don't know what it is. It's weird because he gets his knees so high and he almost looks like he's in kind of like running form for like a runner. And with that, somehow I feel like it makes him easier to stick with him. Like, cause there's not a question. Like the offensive lineman knows that he's either trying to get upfield or he's making an inside move based on his very deliberate body movements. I don't know. Am I crazy or does anyone else see that?
I think what it is he doesn't use leverage. Is what you're trying to get at. Because if your knees are high like that, you're not using leverage. If you're standing upright, you lose all of your power. Like, I mean, Clay Matthews was not a big guy. I mean, he was pretty big, but he wasn't as big as Gary is. But he would bend way down.
Right.
And try to get under the guy. And then also use push. And then as soon as the hole opened up, he would squeeze right through, right? Or squeeze underneath or whatever it was. And even guys like in the past, Like think of Colin Jenkins when he was on the end when we played a 3-4. And we actually had defensive linemen that were defensive ends in there. This is a 4-3. I mean, the play I just showed you was a 4-3 play. I mean, Packers play a 4-3. I don't care what anybody says. They probably play a 3-4 maybe once or twice a series, if that. The rest of the time, it's a nickel defense with 4 down linemen, and the 2 outside linebackers are down linemen. So I don't know what they're selling you as a 3-4. It's not. But what I'm saying is, you use your body and you have to lean into the offensive lineman. If you're standing straight up, they have the power. You know, like how many times you see Bakhtiari when he's blocking and he's got his back like this, holding a guy. Well, that's because the guy's pushing him, right? And he's got to hold his arm back to hold him back. Gary doesn't get that front push. He kind of runs around him or tries to run through him. And Kiki, the reason why he did so well was he just pulled his head down and just went and ran right through the guy, you know, with his leverage. And that's what pushed that guard back. So Gary needs a lot of technique. You'd think that, I mean, this is his 3rd year. I mean, is Mike Smith a good coach? Come on, let's go. Let's teach this guy some stuff. He's doing the same thing he's always done.
Yeah.
He's got all the athletic talent in the world, right? Give him some techniques to help him.
And he hustles. I like that he hustles.
Yes.
But he needs to be more impactful. And some of that has to come from growth as a player and technique and leverage and understanding all those things you're talking about, because the guys in the NFL are too good. You're not just going to beat them by being an athletic freak. You got to have awesome technique, and you got to, keep them off balance, and you got to use different stuff on them. And if you're doing the same thing every time, which he kind of seems like he does, they get used to it and they know what to do. And that's, I don't know. Better coaching there for sure is needed. All right. What else you got, man?
All right, here we go. We're switching the offense because that's
all right.
I don't care anymore. I didn't watch any defensive video. I had no time. All right, we're staying positive. Let's take a look at this. Everybody knows this. This is going to be an AJ Dillon run.
Ooh, okay.
So let's watch this AJ Dillon run and let's see what happens with the Packers blocking scheme here.
Can I ask one quick question before we play?
Go ahead. I'll just stop it when I want to.
One thing that bothered me from the game: why so much equanimous St. Brown? I mean,
I don't know.
Somebody tell me, explain it to me. What does he do that's good? What does he do that's better than Malik Taylor? Absolutely nothing.
I don't know.
He's not better at anything. Malik Taylor is better than him at every single thing. Every single thing the Packers ask a wide receiver to do. Yet he was on the field a bunch. And I'm like, the guy's shown you he doesn't have reliable hands. He's not a good blocker. He's not fast. Like, why? I don't get it. Anyway, that's all I'll say about it.
Yeah, it is. It's Malik Taylor is a way better player. And it doesn't make sense.
Just drove me nuts all game. I'm like, why is
and one other quick thing: Randall Cobb needs to be on the field every 3rd down.
Yeah,
period.
He's awesome.
You know what I love about Randall Cobb? I don't have any Randall Cobb videos, so that's why I can just say this. When he runs his routes, he's at full speed the entire time. Mm-hmm. Like when you watch Devontae and you watch, even like MVS and Lazard and these guys, they're not at full speed. They're like kind of slacking it. And Randall Cobb is full speed off the gate, go. And that's because his top speed is not as fast as guys like MVS or even Malik Taylor. But when you're always going at full speed and he can cut on a dime like he can, his route running is very good in the slot. And he got open on a bunch of 3rd downs and touchdowns, obviously, that were awesome because of his ability to just go all out every play, 100% speed. His top speed and not slow down on his cuts. So he was a secret weapon of the game, but I think everybody knew he was awesome because he had 2 touchdowns. So that's not really that secret, but whatever.
Well, just to finish, and I may have said it the other day, but I just say it because it's important. He's a small guy. He's a little dude. Okay. So to go over the middle and play that area where there's linebacker safeties hanging around and make those plays. I mean, you got to give him some credit, man. Got to give him credit. He's a tough little guy.
So on this play, if you look here, you got Big Dog blocking. You got Tunyon, who doesn't have anybody to block. You got Billy Turner blocking here. You got Myers blocking here. You got Runyon Bunyan blocking here. You got Yash blocking here. Mm-hmm. And then you got the pulling guard. I don't know where he's pulling to, Royce Newman, but he is pulling. And A.J. Dillon's getting the ball. But what's nice is there's a lot of green jerseys here. Okay, that's what A.J. Dillon's going to be seeing. So Runyon and Yash kind of get beat. AJ Dillon's got to put his foot. He doesn't really put his foot in the ground. That's one thing about AJ Dillon's kind of weird. He kind of takes choppy steps when he turns at times, but he's got to turn all the way around here. And Royce actually helps clean up some stuff here with 93. It helps Myers a little bit. And Tunyon takes 55 because 55 is going all the way over here, thinking the run's going this way. And AJ Dillon does a nice cutback here. So that's a good 8-yard gain, right? But it was a nice cutback. It was a nice job by AJ Dillon, able to see the hole and then cut back. Watch him here. 1, 2, step, and then come back. Now that's probably a hold on Big Dog there. Did you see that?
Yeah, he tried to get off it at least.
But... Yeah, he tried, but it was, that was not good blocking by Big Dog. He couldn't sustain his block on that run. But what are you going to do? I'm sure he wasn't thinking he's going to be cutting back on him. But that's just showing you, one play, okay, where, hey, we got some pretty good blocking. AJ Dillon did a good job of adjusting, where he's running his rushing pattern here. And then also, hey, guess what? There's a nice wall of guys, and AJ Dillon was able to adjust on the fly.
And even though Yash was, in the backfield behind the line of scrimmage, he's sticking with his guy. That's like I talked about the other day. Just stay between your guy and your running back, or your guy and whoever, and usually that's good enough.
But the other thing I wanted to show was how slow. Like, I love AJ Dillon, but how slow he was to have to adjust on that.
Yeah,
he had to take 3 chop steps to cut back, right? But the hole was big enough that he could still cut back and get there. Now this is the big AJ Dillon run, and what we're looking at here, of course, is there's 3 defenders over here, and the Packers don't even worry about this guy. Or maybe it's this guy. I don't know, because they're going this way with the ball. And we get a nice double team from Myers and Runyon Bunyan right here, which seals off this whole wall. And I want you to watch, and we know that happens, because they talked about it during the game. But I want you to watch how AJ Dillon, when he gets the ball, he runs all the way over this way, almost like he's going to run to the outside on this play. And that forces this guy, one of these two, to kind of jump into this hole. Okay? Or into this one of these two. And then AJ Dillon puts his foot in the ground and just goes north and south, boom, and takes off. But he sells that outside route, or the outside run, until he gets about here and then plows forward. And that's a really good job by him. So that's what led to that huge play, right? And if you go back a little, you'll see. Oh, whatever. Would you see this big giant wall here, right?
Yep.
And Yash hanging on with all of his dear life he can.
Yep, he's sticking with his
and
guy.
That's Bosa. So he's hanging on, or not Bosa. Oh my God, but that's TJ Watt. And he's hanging on. So many Bosas and Watts everywhere on the defensive line. But look at this. And then look at this.
Bit of a grab, but on this one,
there is no like this guy way over here and this guy way over here.
Oh, he went with the motion, I suppose. Yeah. That's why, and hence why you do motion, because it throws off safety sometimes.
There was that like stuff. I said, that linebacker was there. I got to go back just a little bit. I'll show you what happened with that linebacker.
Is that Lazard trying to hold that guy's hand? That's hilarious.
This guy here.
Yeah, that's still he was like just holding his hand.
But here, 52 and 34 are both going at this gap, because Dillon is selling it this way. And they're not looking at the blocking scheme. They don't know that Runyon is double teaming and sealing off.
Yeah, he's
so they both go to this hole because they see this big hole. And of course, and also Royce Newman double teamed over here to help out Billy Turner, and then he's supposed to come off. Well, it doesn't matter, because AJ Dillon's like, whoa, I see a whole lot of green right here. So I'm taking off, right?
I don't know what that safety's doing, moving.
But look at that. And he's not really that fast. He's just kind of lumbering through there and gets a whole bunch of yards. And he's big, and it takes a bunch of dudes to bring him down.
Should have got the touchdown.
I know,
man.
I know. Well, and then we end up getting a field goal on that. Not a touchdown, of course. No, we got a touchdown. That was the Randall Cobb touchdown.
Yeah, we got a touchdown, but still.
So,
like, big guy, you get that close, get the touchdown. Come on.
So there's a couple good plays we just saw, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? We're happy about that, right? Talk to me about the AJ Dillon runs. He just showed a couple abilities where that one wasn't quite as much of a put your foot. It was pretty much put your foot in the ground and go forward. And the other one, when he does have to change steps, he's kind of choppy steps, changes steps. He's not Aaron Jones, right? But if you can get ahead of steam with him, it's hard to bring him down. And you got a big hole. That's pretty nice.
He was, I will say this too. He ran effectively on short yardage situations. So that was good. Jones is really effective on a lot of short yardage too, differently, but still really effective. But, it's a a drastic difference from, Eddie Lacy on short down or some of these other guys we thought were going to be good short down yardage guys, and they weren't. Dylan seems to, whether the blocking's good enough or not, as long as somebody doesn't get him before he gets going, that he's probably going to get you that yard or 2 yards you need. So, yeah, I think he's got some skill, and the line did a pretty good job in spots. It does take a number of guys sustaining blocks though to make that happen, and the double teams on the inside help all of those guys, because Runyon, all these inside guys, Runyon, Myers, Newman, none of them are great at sustaining one-on-one blocks by themselves very often. But if they start in a double team and get control, get a little help from somebody else to get control of a guy, they're better at it. While Yash is just doing it by himself. Yash is like, Yash, block a guy by yourself, hold the block. That's what he has to do.
Okay. And I'm glad you just said all those things, because this play shows
Okay.
why
It's
Aaron
true.
Jones fumbled on it. Okay. This is the worst play of the game, in my opinion, because my
Damn.
favorite guy fumbled. But I want to show you some important things. Now, we just watched A.J. Dillon play before, right? The double team blocks, the seal off the edge, guys getting to where they need to go. Now, based on what you're looking at here, let's take a look at this. We have one defensive lineman here. We have one defensive lineman here. We got nobody behind him here and here.
Mm-hmm.
This should be a 5-yard, 10, 6-yard, maybe even a touchdown with Aaron Jones gain right here. Double team here, Aaron Jones here. It's really simple. That should be the play. That should have been what happened. I mean, look at all this open grass. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about 56. He's not going to get there.
No. So, but here's the problem. Okay, the ball is snapped. Instead of double teaming here,
Flow to the
we got
left.
we got a single block. Royce Newman with a single block.
Yeah,
Here we got DeGuara and Billy Turner, so that tells you that's problem and problem. And then Myers, who could have helped chip with Royce Newman for a second, because I don't know, he's supposed to block this defensive back over here, and he's looking at him right away. Why don't you give Royce Newman a little hand?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Royce
He's
Newman
not
could
exactly the best run blocker out there. So let's see what happens. Okay. Now Aaron Jones has the ball. And look here. Myers is still not up there. Royce Newman is blocking his guy, but look at him. He's looking. He's like, here comes Aaron Jones. Here comes Aaron Jones. I'm going to shove this guy. And what Aaron Jones sees, okay, I want to really important. He's already decided he's moving on. And the reason why is because as soon as he got the ball, he saw this guy is on the outside shoulder of Royce Newman.
Yep.
And he sees green shirt. So he's thinking about coming back this way.
Right.
But as he starts coming back, he realizes DeGuara can't hold his block because Billy Turner left him. He already left him going up to this second spot. So then he has to try to squeeze through here and try to get some yards. He should have just went straight over here and just kept going. But he didn't, and that's part of Aaron Jones. That's a bad read by him. And now this guy shoves Royce Newman aside like he's nothing.
Yep. See
you
you
got
later.
Myers, who still hasn't blocked anybody yet on this play. I wanted to let you know. Billy Turner, who's moved on, and DeGuara's getting beat.
To a little D-back out there.
So he still has his hand over here. Billy Turner's still playing Billy Turner tag over here with this guy, just so you know, even though he's past him. And Aaron Jones is realizing, oh, crap, DeGuara is not going to hold his block. And that's what he's seeing. I better try to come in here. And he thinks that this guy is on the outside shoulder of Royce Newman. But Royce Newman got pushed away. This guy got to the inside. By the time Aaron Jones turns and looks over there, he's hit immediately. And then fumbleitis, ball out. He didn't even know he was going to get hit because he thought that guy was on the other side and Royce would seal him off. And Royce did not. Now, I fully accept Aaron Jones sucked on that play. I think he should have read and went to the outside. He's a better runner than that. But based on his keys, he thought he had a spot there to go. And then he chose the wrong inside slot off of DeGuara. He should have went all the way to the outside. He didn't. But he was not expecting that hit to come because he thought that Newman had him sealed off. And that was a mistake. So there you go. I'm sad. I feel like crap. I'm not blaming Royce Newman 100%, but I'm not going to also blame Aaron Jones 100%. That's a Royce Newman. Myers, why is he not double team helping him out? That would have been, I mean, we saw the hole there. I mean, there was little linebackers there. If that would have been a double team, Aaron Jones would have ran for 5-10 yards. No problem.
Can we get, okay, I do want to say really quickly about that. Can we just, I don't understand. The Packers have success running the ball, and this has been for years now. They incorporated this new offense, right? And it's supposed to be run first offense and all that. And they talked about, remember in 19, they talked about, well, the inside zone was really working, and so we didn't run a lot outside. We didn't run a lot outside. And they haven't been great at running outside for quite some time. Their best running plays, and especially with an offensive line that's not going to sustain blocks, is you get guys on guys and you get the ball back through the line as quickly as you can. But on that play, it was a flow left. So everybody's flowing again. And when they're all flowing, that's going to make it take longer as opposed to go forward and get on a guy and let your back get through the hole.
The thing that's so weird is just based on like, why don't they change? Why doesn't Rodgers change the blocking assignment? Or maybe Royce Newman and I know Myers is a rookie, but he should be able to change the blocking assignment based on the fact that there's nobody in front of him. And maybe they're thinking, you know what, we can handle one-on-one block here and get to the second level and get a block, and it's going to be a huge play. No, you guys don't do that.
Yeah.
Especially against a good defense. If you're playing like the Lions, okay, then you can do what you did on this play and maybe it'll work. But against the Steelers with their defensive front that they have, no, that's not going to work. You got to know who you're playing against.
The other guy, I know he got plenty of playing time, but DeGuara really had a rough
well, hang
game.
on. We'll get there. Right now, we're going to show this video is called Aaron Jones is the Man. Let's watch Aaron Jones because I'm going to show. Listen, I love Aaron Jones, and he's been getting some crap from some of the people I know of, and I don't want to talk about them. And I just want people to realize Aaron Jones maybe does a heck of a lot more than what you think. Because if A.J. Dillon doesn't have a hole, what happens to his runs? He either plows forward for a yard or two, or he gets tackled for a loss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Jones, that doesn't happen to him. Let's see what happens to Aaron Jones. Oh, this one's a big hole. And what happens? Right up the gut. Yeah, that's nice.
They kind of collapsed in, and Turner at least moved in there, opened up the outside. He read it quick and went.
That was great. That's what should have happened on the play before, right? Big hole, run it up the gut. Good job, Aaron Jones. Now let's see this next play. It's 2nd and 4. There's Bakhtiari. Look at he looks so nice with his new colorful Fiesta sweatshirt.
I gotta say, I really like Josh, man. He's doing good.
He's not too bad. Now we got Aaron Jones again. Let's see what happens on this play. All right. We got a pulling guard who is 3 yards in the backfield who got destroyed.
Crazy.
We got also another pulling guard in Runyon Bunyan who steals this guy. And you got DeGuara whose hand's in the air and he's falling backwards because he got his butt kicked.
Yep.
And look at this. Aaron Jones finally, he's like, what am I going to do here? What would A.J. Dillon do here?
That's a lot of trash.
Because we don't, from his view, he's seeing this big guy right in front of him. Like this looks like there may be a hole here. No, it's not, because this big guy's right here. So what does Aaron Jones do on this play? I'll tell you what he does. He does what Aaron Jones always does. Makes chicken salad out of chicken. Push off. See ya. All right. That should have been a 4-yard loss. And instead, it was a 3-yard gain.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Jones. That's why Aaron Jones is the man. The man. Look at this. See you later, big guy. He had to jump backwards 1.5 yards, then breaks 3 tackles just to get 3 yards. That is a gorgeous 3-yard run that you'll never see a lot of other players in the NFL do, just so you know.
That's true. You wouldn't see many guys do that, and nobody else on the Packers probably either. It's look, like I don't know why all of a sudden this game, like they started doing pulls and other like way different blocking stuff than they've done. I'm not opposed to it necessarily as long as the guys are comfortable with it, but how much practice have they put in on some of these, 2 pulling guards when they're usually a zone team? I mean, generally, like I said, straightforward, like you said, time and time again, a bunch of the best rushing teams in the NFL do double teams and then try to scrape off after. And what does the double team do? You take a weaker offensive lineman who generally probably couldn't handle that block on his own, or maybe the defensive player is shaded to his shoulder that he would lose control of him quickly because that guy could just push upfield against that shoulder because it's a reach block, and you help him get stopped and help that one guy get control of him and probably hold him a little bit. Mo would say,
hey, you got to do what you got to do.
And then you scrape off and you run some interference, or you actually get a block on a guy, and it works great. But some of this other stuff, like, dude, come on, don't make football so hard. Keep it simple, right?
And speaking of that, look at this play. This is a play that was genius.
I like smart plays.
Tunyon's going to go straight up like this. Devontae is going to go like this and then come back. Aaron Jones is going to go like this, catch the slant, and go for like 30 yards. It's not even that complicated. We know it's a genius move. And I want to look at this pass protection here too, by the way. Royce Newman is one-on-one again first, and I guess he's a pretty good pass blocker, so that's good. Runyon, Bunyan, and Myers are double teaming here. Yash is doing good. Billy Turner looks like he's doing pretty half a decent. No, it's just a start, right? Here's the other thing that's really weird. Aaron Jones is already into his slant.
Tay is just juking around.
Tay is slower. I mean, I don't know what he's doing. And then these guys are all like, and I don't know why you're like Equanimity St. Brown is, he shouldn't be out there.
I just don't understand that one.
Look at that. Look at how slow. Look at Devontae could barely get off this linebacker. But luckily, it slowed him down enough that Rodgers can hit Jones on this play.
Yeah,
and look at the pass protection. Look at Billy Turner here.
That was the time I think he choked him.
He might have been.
Maybe
well, I think Watt's on the outside
Watt
here.
up there. That's Watt. Yeah, okay.
But I mean, Yash is hanging out for dear life. Runyon Bunyan's turning over, be like, "Hey, need some help?" Ooh, it might be a little too late. But look at this. Royce Newman's doing great.
Yep.
Myers is doing great after he got help from the double team, and Billy Turner is sealing the edge very well. This is a great pass protection here, right? Yep. Nice route combination of seam. He's going to come out and in, and Jones comes out on an in route, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a shallow in. Jones gets the ball, and look at this. There's a guy here. There's a guy here. There's a guy here. There's a guy here. This guy's going to come off. I want you to watch Davante Adams on this play.
This is where I was just like, Adams, just don't get a penalty, dude, because he
can't even block anybody.
I know.
Worse. He doesn't block anybody. He doesn't block on the run game. He doesn't block in. He doesn't help any of his buddies out when they catch balls and tries to block. But everybody's got to block for him, just so you know. And it pisses me off. Watch him. Yeah. And who makes a tackle? I mean, come on.
It's a pretty sad effort. I mean, granted, wide receivers aren't generally worried about blocking in space too much, but on the Packers, they usually do. Randall Cobb blocks in space.
Okay, now this
looks like he's ready to block right here. Randall Cobb blocking TJ Watt. Let's go.
Randall Cobb actually works his butt off.
Look at how
here's the guy. This is the guy. This is the guy I want you to watch right here. This guy, he's almost like another tackle out there.
A tackle.
That's what they say. He's
that
so good. He's such a good run blocker that he's almost like a third offensive tackle. And this isn't TJ Watt. He's over here.
He's struggling.
So who is this guy? It's number 9. It's Melvin Ingram or whatever. Right?
Ingram, yeah.
Well, let's watch Big Dog.
Oh boy.
What did he do? He didn't even touch Ingram. Ingram didn't even have to. He had to do like one chop to his arm, and he got around him. And now here's Aaron Jones, 4 yards in the backfield. Royce Newman is pulling again for some reason with his guy shoving him back 3 yards. And Big Dog, of course, not blocking this guy.
Hang on, look at little Randy Cobb in there going against the big boy. Look at him.
Yeah,
there he is, right there.
Right here.
Yeah, right there. Look at him.
I know he's working hard. But here's the thing: this should not happen. This is Big Dog, the greatest run blocker in the history of all. Isn't that what they say?
That's
he's the greatest run blocker. But then here, look at this. Look at this guy is 190 pounds, and he's blocking this defensive end. How come this big guy who's 270 can't block this guy? Interesting. But still, you would think any normal average running back would be screwed right there, wouldn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, he would. What happens with Aaron Jones? Let's take a look. Break the tackle and get at least some positive yards. Though actually, it was negative yards, but he got 3 yards out of it. But he still broke the tackle. And this guy's like, man, I should have freaking tackled him for a loss more than that. Look at that. Swim move. I mean, come on, Mercedes. That's all they talk about. Yep, right?
It's true.
That's all they ever talk about. Mercedes Lewis. He's so good at run blocking. Wrong. He freaking sucks. He's the Zadarius Smith of run blocking. I just said it. Everybody says he's so great, but in reality, he can't even touch the guy. The guy was right in front of him. He got no hands on him. 0 hands on the guy he's supposed to block. What do you think about that play?
It's true. I mean, and again, it's not if it wasn't coming from all the coaches and the Packers and all this stuff saying how great he is. If they were just like, hey, he's a great veteran presence, a leader, okay. But when they rave about his blocking, it's the proof just isn't there. Watch the game, watch the tape. He misses a lot of critical blocks, but the team also puts him in position where he needs to make the critical block for the play to be successful. Right.
They expect him to be like a difference maker in the run blocking game, and he isn't.
Time and time
like
again,
once a game, they'll show him. They'll be like, "Oh, look at that block." Okay, one time, but they talk like he's doing it every play, and he isn't. He just isn't.
Right, and they, like I said, they put him in those positions where he's got to be a key guy. It's a key block on that play for it to be successful. And how many times they got to see him not make it before they realize what he is? I don't understand that part.
I don't know.
For teams and coaches that watch, he's got a position coach that watches everything his position guys do. They have offensive coaches. They have an offensive minded head coach. They have players that watch film together. Like, how many times you got to see it? I don't understand.
All right, so now we're going to go to another tight end, and I love this guy, Robert Tonyan.
Yeah, he's been having
but
rough.
He's not known for run blocking. As a matter of fact, he's not known for stealing blocking on the edge on field goals apparently either. But yet he's out there. Why is our starting tight end on the field goal blocking team or field goal? Like, he shouldn't be out there. Put somebody else there. He's our starting tight end. He shouldn't be there. Period. But he is. I don't know why. But here he's fine. Now I think he's going against. Oh, TJ Watt's up here. He's really going against somebody else over here. But either way, watch him. It's not good. Okay. This looks promising, right? He's sort of got his hand on him, but look at he's not looking at him. He's looking down at the ground. He doesn't really have a hand on it. And this guy's got the outside arm, so he's got position. He can easily shove him to the side and get around.
Yep.
Now, there's a double team here. There are 3 running backs, and the guys are all going this way. So I think Aaron Jones I don't know why he decided to not go here. I guess he thinks Billy Turner's here, so I don't want to go that way. I don't know.
I would. Hey, I think that's a smart move.
Yeah, I know, but
look at Billy hasn't even touched this guy yet. He's got the arms ready, but that's it.
I mean, he should have went straight like this, and that's Aaron Jones. Like, I don't know why he did that, but also look at Tonyan, and look at 56. I mean,
yeah.
Everybody else is double team. Now this guy, I see what's going on. This guy's in the hole. I bet you if we saw it from the other angle, you'd see this guy sitting in the hole here.
Yeah, he came up.
But still, Jones should have tried to just take it straight this way, but I don't know. He probably would have got caught through that hole. So he's probably thinking to push it forward and hope that I get around the outside. And hopefully, he's probably hoping that Tonyan got enough of this guy to steal him, but he probably can't. He probably doesn't even see him with the helmet on. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, but interesting.
He still gets 4 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, because there was good push by the offensive line. But that's just another showing Tonyan totally whiffed.
Because they did double team inside. That's why they got pushed up there.
Yeah, but which they should do way more of.
Pretty simple. One interesting thing from those last couple of plays you showed is they're clear running plays. And Devontae Adams wasn't even going downfield or making it. He was standing in the exact same spot he was when the ball was snapped as the running back gets the ball and is going. So he's not even participating in either of those plays. Did you happen to see that?
No, I wasn't even looking at him. So you're telling me he was Randy Moss in it?
Just go back and play that what you just did.
I can't. I already got rid of it.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, he was. Now, I don't know if it's part of, we're, selling the pass potential fake here or whatever, but because Rodgers is making a, like a pass.
Yeah, it might be a quick pass to him.
So
well,
maybe we'll give him a pass on that a little bit, but that's multiple plays where he didn't even move when it was a running play.
It was probably a run pass option. It probably could have been a pass to him deep or to the quick throw to him that Rodgers loves to do so much.
Yeah.
Okay, and then here's my last. This is the third video of tight end run blocking.
It's no,
not good.
Tonyan
and here we go. We got Tonyan.
Oh, we got 3 of them in there.
And Big Dog. All 3 of them all next to each other.
Trying to block one guy?
Yeah, one guy.
They can't get it done, huh?
They can't get it done. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so Big Dog moves up to the second level. Tunyon's going to take this guy. This should be a massive play. If everybody gets their block, I mean, look at this. Now, I don't know. That's Yashi. He kind of fell down. But there's no way this big guy's not going to catch Aaron Jones.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, all DeGuara has to do is just stay there, man. Just stay in front of your guy. And this is going to be a first down for sure. No problem. But let's take a look here. What happens? Boom. Shoved to the side. Face planted in the dirt. And Aaron Jones is like, oh, my God, this guy in front of me. I can't beat him to the outside. I got to try to just run through him, I guess, is what he thought.
Crap.
He probably should have still gone to the outside.
Yeah.
He probably maybe could have beat him to the outside. But Jones thought he probably made up his mind when he thought he saw a good block there. I don't know. He should have still gone to the outside. But, and then Jones gets crushed. And there's DeGuara. And you're like, man, that was pretty bad.
That was rough. Yash got whipped on that play too. You had 3 tight ends and one, that Highsmith guy at the line of scrimmage, and they just left it up to DeGuara right there. I mean, I don't know.
That tells you everything you need to know right there.
That's pretty bad by DeGuara. He had a rough game.
And Aaron Jones is like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this guy in front of me? And he maybe could have got past the one guy.
Maybe, but he whipped DeGuara. Well, I mean, that was like perfectly played run. You get your guy up, and then you have control of him. You shove him to the side, and then you attack your leverage. So that guy's like outside contain on the play. So he jumped to the outside with his attack, and then forced Jones. Maybe he tries to keep going, but he's got the angle on him. He's got the leverage on him right there. So, yikes! That was not good. Not good.
Okay, now I just showed you some negative plays. Let's show you a good play because I feel happy.
All right.
I know you're probably thinking, why do we got all these plays? Because I'll tell you why. Because I stayed up and watched a freaking bunch of plays and edited them. God dang it! So we're gonna do it. I don't care what you say. Here's a good play. This is that. I'm sure everybody remembers it. Alan Lazard, pretty good block on the outside. Aaron Jones sneaks her out to the outside. But what I want you to show is Billy Turner. And it's not good for Billy Turner. But Aaron Jones is smart enough to know, you know what? Billy Turner's not going to block him. He's going to get his butt kicked. I'm just going to go straight to the outside immediately. I'm not even going to try to mess around.
That's not what Larry McCarron just told everybody today with his Billy Turner video. Said he's the best.
Well,
he
TJ Watt.
He didn't put this play in there, though.
TJ Watt just shoved him. Right? You got this guy who didn't even get blocked. And you got another guy who's not blocked. And you got a double team here, single. And I think this is Big Dog, but it could be Randall Cobb. No, Randall Cobb's down here. Must be Big Dog. And he's not blocking anybody at this point.
He's still on
so it's not looking good, but there are a lot of green jerseys here. So Aaron Jones is like, I'm going straight out this way. And luckily, TJ Watt took an inside route. So even though Billy Turner can't block him, it doesn't matter. And now look at Billy Turner's blocking 2 guys.
Yeah. Maybe that's a play Rock showed.
It might have been.
Probably not. No.
And then Aaron Jones stops,
he wouldn't have
comes back, jukes through. And that's the longest run of the Packers season until A.J. Dillon's big 20-some yard run later on.
Wow. Man, the Green Bay fans love it. Look at them go.
But look, so he's seeing all green. Luckily, TJ Watt took the inside route. And that's a big hole.
Yep.
Aaron Jones has so much time he can stop, play, look around a little bit, come back. I mean, look at that. He had time all over the place.
Good job by Lazard to hang in there.
Yeah, Lazard held out his block. Now, there's a couple times where Lazard didn't do very well in run blocking, but at least half the time he does pretty good. This next play. Nice little pass to Big Dog. Beautiful.
Ooh.
Nice drive going on here. This is the drive at the end of the half. Beautiful drive. I thought I cut this shorter, but I guess I didn't. I apologize to everybody.
It's all right. Good quick passes so the line doesn't get exposed either. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Hey, just while this is going, a quick
go ahead.
Note about, the Steelers. I wonder if more teams are going to do this kind of mug look where they're putting guys up in the gaps and then trying to trick the Packers' young offensive line.
Look at that. That was one where Amari Rodgers got the nice seal block on the outside. A.J. Dillon did a good job of pushing it to the side and then going north and south. He's really good at that, going north and south. And they showed this this is a game copy here, obviously. Look at that. Big Dog sort of blocked TJ Watt, but not really. And A.J. Dillon just runs through 3 guys. Once he starts going north and south, look out. He'll go right through you, right? It's awesome. I think that's the end of this. The rest of it's just junk. So,
Yeah,
but I'm just showing like a couple good plays there, right? A couple good plays. We're happy with that. Now I got to make you mad at me.
oh,
You were just
why?
talking about, well, I just got to show some things that's going to make you mad.
You're gonna show me Yashi was
And I'm
bad?
probably going to make a bunch of fans mad too, but I don't give a crap.
I don't want Yashi to be bad. I like Yashi.
Oh, no,
Think
it's not
he's
Yashi.
Oh,
It's not
okay, good.
Yashi.
Okay, good.
It's not Yashi.
Hey, Lucas Patrick was awesome on field goal protection. It's not
Okay.
it's not his fault that the freaking kicks are almost blocked all the time.
Yeah, maybe they should put him out there instead of.
Why don't they put a fat guy on the end? Like at least then
I know.
the little guy would have to go farther
to
around.
run all the way around. Right. It makes no sense.
Put like your biggest, fattest dude. Put TJ Slayton on the end. TJ Slayton on one end, and who's the other fattest guy on the other? I don't care. Give me your biggest, hugest, widest guys on the end of your field goal protection unit.
I think this is what I think it is.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. This is what I think it is. Okay. I don't know if I have it from the other angle or not. I think I might just have it just from this angle because I'm just going off the. Okay. So this is very important. This is the center, right?
Yep.
So if this is the center right in the middle of the field, right? You're talking there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I remember seeing
7.
this play. There's
7 defenders here. Yep. 7 defenders here. If you, I know, over here you got Aaron Rodgers, you got Aaron Jones right here, right? So you have 1, 2, 3 guys that are possible receivers of the ball, and only guys on this side of the ball are TJ Watt and 2 guys to cover the receivers. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not that smart, but I might change this play. Just maybe.
Even if people have been mad at you for change plays or giving you a
I
hard
don't
time
care.
for okay.
Yeah, right. Well, if you could change it to something smart, look at this. Wouldn't it be nice to see a quick pass to Randall Cobb over here? Oh, wait, that's
no,
Devontae.
because Adams wouldn't block him. That
you're
corner
right.
with
You're right. I take it back.
See,
I take it back.
That's how smart Rodgers is. He's like, oh yeah, Devontae's not going to block
so
that guy. He
But
knows Devontae's not going to block that guy. That inside, that up corner who's over Devontae is going to attack Randall Cobb, tackle him for a loss. Aaron Jones, if I try to do something, swing out to him, TJ Watt's going to blow past Billy Turner and tackle Aaron Jones. So he's got it all figured out. So he has to run the play.
Okay, well, you got 6 guys against 7 guys.
Even though it looks ridiculous on that sideline. I remember seeing that. And I was like, what the hell's going on?
I hate to say it, but it's Robert Tonyan again.
No.
Who does not block 35.
Robert.
And 35. And Aaron Jones doesn't see him because all he sees is a wall of green. Because these 2 guys are hugging each other. I think that's Royce Newman. And Yash got shoved back. So Royce is doing something really weird there. We don't want to see that kind of thing going on the football field. And now Aaron Jones has to try to get around him. And as soon as he gets around him, here comes the safety or the nickel back, and you're done. And
Royce.
Now, why don't we change that?
Yeah, I remember seeing that on the
that's just dumb
in-game replay, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
The sad part is, if Tonyan would have got a piece of that guy, maybe Jones could have squirted out of there for a big game because he's that good, right? But
let me say one quick thing about tight end blocking rules, and maybe just
tell me because I just showed you like 5 plays where tight ends could not block at all.
No, I know.
I got destroyed,
and it seems like now again, granted, you try to like when you practice, you line up, you line up against alignments you think you're going to see, and then you figure out like, okay, in these situations, who's going to block who and all this sort of stuff. And on paper, you got this guy, you got this guy, you got this guy, but then all of a sudden you're in the game and that guy's not lined up at where he's supposed to be, and you got to figure it out. But it would seem to me, but then there are general rules like, okay, if you're the outside guy and there's multiple guys over you, you take, if the play's going to the inside, you take the inside guy and you let that outside guy go. That's general rule, okay? Then but you take a guy, you don't like split them and then block nobody. Like that's never a blocking assignment for a tight end. So I believe if we could just get some general rules refresher for the tight end unit, then they might understand like, okay, yeah, it's not what we practiced. It's not what I saw on this film or whatever, but my rule tells me I've got to block the inside guy. So that's what I'm going to block. I'm going to let this guy go. Or there's a line call that happens and they're going to shift. And maybe that's, so maybe part of that comes from the center or whoever, whatever. And then if you know that shift is on, then you go block the outside guy. But there has to be a general rule that you follow in all those kind of tweener situations, or you end up doing that stuff where you just miss everybody and you don't block a damn person, and then it's all screwed. So come on. I mean, they're professionals. Let's go.
Yeah.
I only played in high school and I wasn't even that good, but I understand that stuff.
And now I'm going to show something you talked about a little second ago. You were talking about that milling kind of defensive line where guys are standing up and you don't know what's coming and what's not coming and blah, blah, blah. And
I'm kind of wondering
the first series of the Packers, and we're going to take a look at it.
This is really,
why did it not work?
Yeah, it's really
pathetic. I mean, nobody blocked them.
Yeah.
And let's take a look at why this doesn't work for a multiple of reasons and why Rodgers should have changed the play. Did something smarter. And I'm going to point out, and I know the Raiders lost last night, probably because I picked up Derek Carr, started my fantasy football team. Sorry, Rick.
Oh.
But I can remember I showed a video of my top 10 quarterbacks. And there's a play where Derek Carr told the running back to come back out, forget about his route, come back in. And he's like, hey, you got to block this guy. And he told him who to block because he's coming. And on this play, it's very interesting. We have an empty backfield on 3rd and 3. There is no threat of the run. The defense knows there's no threat of the run. Right?
I don't like it.
Now, no matter what Aaron Jones does here, even if all these guys come, and they all do, Rodgers needs to pass it right away. But the thing that's dumb is Jones is doing an out route. Tunyon's doing an in route. So then Rodgers needs to throw the ball here if he wants to get rid of the ball in time when the threat is coming. But they don't change the play. They don't change blocking assignments. They have 6 guys at the line of scrimmage and only 5 guys to block them. That's not a good strategy. This guy's been in the league for 17 years. You would think he would know. That's not going to work on 3rd and 3. But yet, he didn't figure it out. Your favorite guy. I don't get it. It don't take brain science to figure out that 5 is less than 6. There's a free guy coming. Get the ball out fast or change the play. But, alas, see, if Aaron Jones would have just went here and did a slant, he could have looked at Jones and said, Jones, switch to a slant, or anything. Or come back here and help me pick up the blitz so that I can hit Tunyon on the slant here. Because it's only 3rd and 3. If this was a Jones slant or double slant, first down, easy.
Right, yeah.
But he didn't change the call. And he's looking right at him. He probably wants to go to Tunyon. But he has to realize that he's got to throw the ball now, and he's got to throw it here in anticipation that Aaron Jones will realize that the ball is going to be there.
Yeah, get his head around because now
he doesn't.
He's not looking at him.
And it's done, and he's sacked, and it's over. And he thought he could outrun the guy. You can't outrun a third-year player who should have been drafted by the Packers. But
pause that for a second. Oh, is it gone already?
What do you want to see?
I just wanted to. I liked watching this play and watching Billy Turner and Royce Newman on this play.
Well, they don't know what to do. They only got one guy to worry about. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. You can't be mad at them.
But the line protection should also know, like.
But there's 6 guys.
I understand that. That's a good point.
Like there's 6 guys there. That should be. Rodgers should know.
You know they're not.
Myers should know. Everybody on the team should know. 6 is more than 5. They teach you that in 1st grade. They teach you that probably before 1st grade. I know I knew it when I was 3. But
let me just point this out.
A 37-year-old, 17 years in the league quarterback doesn't know that 6 is more than 5.
That's a fair point. But maybe Rodgers has thought, okay, they're doing this, not everybody's coming, and thought they had their wits about him. Now look at this right here. This is responsibility of the center. Because if you look at
Runyon Bunyan.
Right, but look right now. So the guy on Newman is on his outside shoulder. So Newman has that guy. If TJ Watt rushes, which you would expect him to do, Billy Turner has TJ Watt, but then in this case, Watt goes with Randall Cobb. Myers reads this guy that was in the center right guard gap. When that guy backs off, Myers has
He's supposed to come
go
all
left.
the way over here? Center is supposed to come all the way over here and try to pick this off?
Nope, he has to just go left. He goes to the guy in front of Runyon. Runyon slides to the hole there for Bush, who they let go, and Yash is a man up on that guy. That's how it has to work.
It's too.
No,
Dude,
but it's not, because it's all about the center. The center has
I
to know
understand that.
when that guy
But
goes.
look at the play. There's
I know,
2
but
guys
when
here
the
and there's
center,
3 guys here.
yes, but they have to flow
Unless
left.
your center is Tyreek Hill, he's not going to
No,
be fast enough to get his butt all the way over here to help pick this up.
no, not
Or
this
unless
guy.
these 2
They
guys
all go left.
have some sort of brain connection, they can talk to each other telepathically. Hey, as soon as the snap's done, Myers could be like, "Hey, run your bunion telepathically, move over to the guy to your left, and I'll take the guy right in front of you." No, that should have been all figured out ahead of time. Or I don't know, maybe bring Aaron Jones back in and pick up this freaking blitz.
That's fine.
But he
That's
wants to
fair.
go to this side.
It's bad on both counts, because the line
Yeah.
also has to know, like, your discipline is you need to block the guys on the inside first. Okay, so if you got a guy in the inside gap, that guy has to be accounted for. But there's also a case where the center then, if you see that guy in the inside gap back off and he doesn't come, then you have to know what to do next. Like, you have to have
Right.
the next assignment.
He should
And
have
He just stood
come
around
off.
and was like, "Hey,
and you can always, and as Packer fans, we remember that play against the Bears where John Kuhn came from all the way over here
yeah,
and came all the way over here to pick up Julius Peppers so that Rodgers could get that pass off the Cobb for the touchdown at the end of the game so that we would get to the playoffs, right, and win the division." Okay, well, that's John Kuhn, who at that time was like a 6-7 year veteran in the league who knew everything that was going on. He's almost like another quarterback out there. This is a first-year rookie center. And this is a 17-year veteran quarterback who could maybe help out his rookie center. Okay? Yes, he should have come off. As soon as this guy went back, he should have looked back and tried to look for this guy. But he didn't.
Rodgers said he thought they had adjusted the protection. And so maybe he thought they were
There was how can you adjust
left.
the protection?
I mean, maybe he assumed that Watt wasn't going to come, or if Watt came and they all shifted left. That's the other part. If Watt comes and everybody shifts left, Rodgers felt like he could hit Jones in the flat in time before Watt gets there.
Okay, well, obviously
that might have been the call.
I just paused it. Billy Turner got a huge jump because he knew he had to block TJ Watt. So there was no communication to him that that the alignment was adjusted.
Right.
So I don't know why Rodgers would think that if nobody else on the offensive line thought that.
I don't know.
Don't stop standing up for your guy. It was dumb.
I'm not standing up for him. I'm saying he said that on
dumb.
like Pat McAfee.
It was dumb.
Zero says you guys inspired me to study highlights. Well, good. I love talking offensive line. Offensive line play is so interesting because there are a number of factors. A lot of times your offensive line doesn't even have to be that good for your play to be successful. But they have to work together. More than anything else in the whole area of football, the offensive line has to kind of have this synergy of knowing what they're all supposed to do and what they're doing in all these instances to adjust to things like that, to adjust to, like, line shifts and other stuff and weird formations you get and all this sort of stuff. And that's why it's so cool. That's why it's so cool, because it's like it's really freaking hard to get to that level, and you can't expect all these young guys to be there yet. But
the thing I want to make it clear, that's going to happen. Like, I'm not saying Rodgers is a moron. I'm just saying you got to look for that sort of thing, right? Like, come on. The other thing is this: I would love to see the Packers do that just once in a while. Send 3 guys on the same side and black. Like, how many times I've been talking about that for 2 weeks? Like, that's how you get pressure on the quarterback. You make the offensive line make a mistake. Hello, and you get a free rusher. But they keep doing this the same 4 guys, doing the same 4 pass rush moves all game long, and it doesn't work. The Steelers just showed you how you can get pressure with a guy not even getting blocked. Just send more than, and actually the Packers did it in this game because Devondre Campbell got a free. I don't have the video of it, but Devondre Campbell got a free shot on a blitz one time and got in there and made the play, or at least I can't remember what happened. I don't know if he got a sack or broke up the thing or something, or forced. I think he forced Roethlisberger to throw a crappy pass, which probably didn't even have to force him to do that. He wouldn't have done anyways. But still, what I'm saying is I'd like to see more of that sort of thing from the Packers defense.
Yeah,
and the Packers offensive line and Rodgers and company need to figure out, okay, I know Rodgers loves to see the defense and he loves to have the empty backfield and have everybody all spread out, and he loves that, but it leaves your offensive line susceptible to that, what we just showed.
Yeah.
And it's a very young offensive line, especially now when you got Yash and Runyon Bunyan and Myers and Newman, and there you go. And then you got Billy Crap Turner, who's the best one out of the 5, which makes you sad. That's what I just said, but it's the truth. So you got a very, it's one thing to have talent to block. Like I think Yash is doing pretty good blocking, but it's also, hey, knowing what your assignment is, knowing what happens if the defense adjusts or put too many guys to one side or the other side. That's the problem. And the quarterback of 17 years needs to help these guys out. Okay?
Yep.
Because they're young. And he makes the big bucks. And I know you say, well, Aaron Jones makes the big bucks. Who should make the catch? We're getting there. We're almost there.
Hey,
we're almost there.
Zero is wondering which position on the O-line is most important. And a bunch of people say it's left tackle for a right-handed quarterback, but it's center.
It's center.
And which is really wild because the Packers have not put a lot into centers for a long time. Like they never invested high picks. This was their highest pick of a center, and I don't even know how long. And remember this draft? I was talking, we really wanted to draft a center, and we were talking about maybe draft a center in the first round, hoping they would do that. And all these people we talk with, all these other people talking about the draft, like, oh, that's too high for a center. You can't take a center that high.
Not if it's a really good one.
What? Yeah. If the guy's going to be awesome and start for you for like 10 years or more, that's a awesome first round pick. I take that any day of the week. And it's the most important spot on the O-line because they basically have to merge and meld the message for both sides of the line because there's no way the right tackle knows what the hell the left tackle is going to do, or even the right guard knows what the left guard is going to do half the time. The center is the communication point, and he has to make all the adjustments, and he has to snap the ball and go get a block. So the center is by far the most important offensive line position, way more than left tackle. Sorry. If you know football, you know that.
Yep. All right. I got 3 more videos to show, or 2 more videos to show, actually.
All right. But when you got to go to work? Oh, you got a little time. Okay.
But one of them has got 2 plays in it.
All right.
This is 1st and 10 at the end of the first half. And we're going to watch Davante Adams.
Oh, boy. Good or bad?
Well, the ball's in the air. It's 1st and 10.
Looking pretty good. Oh,
I'm thinking this is pretty good separation, I would think.
Go get that ball. He just waits for it, kind of. Okay.
It's coming. It's coming. And then this guy, okay, hang on. Okay. Let's take a look. The ball is here. The hands are here. This guy is over here. I'm pretty sure he's closer to the ball than this guy. Okay. Let's just take a look at what happens.
Oh, not a good catch there. Oh.
Well, hang on. That I thought this was the number 1 receiver in the league, right? This guy did not touch his arm. This guy did not break up the pass on 1st and 10, did he? That looks like a pretty good 2 hands. Hit him with 2 hands. The best receiver in the league, right? That's the best receiver in the league, isn't it? Number 1 receiver.
That is what he says about himself.
And yeah, number 1.
And his coach says that too.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
What happened? What had happened was it went right through his hands on 1st and 10. But all I heard about during halftime, and I'm sure a lot of people were complaining about, was Aaron Jones needs to make that catch. Aaron Jones needs to make that catch. I'm pretty sure Davante Adams, the number 1 receiver in the league, who wants to be paid like the number 1 receiver in the league, got the ball, touched both of his hands, and he dropped it. Stone cold dropped it on 1st and 10, which then led to the play on 3rd and 10. But let's not get into that yet. So I don't want to hear about Aaron Jones should have caught that touchdown, because we're going to get there. But how about Davante Adams should have caught that 1st and 10 play that hit him right in the hands? What do you say about that, my brother?
Well, the first thing I'll say is exactly what I noticed right away, which is he just stood there and waited for it.
Yeah.
Now, and I understand that a lot of receivers do that, but this is not a lot of receivers. This is supposed to be a guy who is your number 1 ace guy.
That tells you all I need to know. Right
and okay, so the corner got close because he waited for it. Well, you know how the corner doesn't get close? You're not trying to stay at the sticks. You're not trying to get a first down conversion there because it is first down. So attack the ball. Like in that case, attack the ball and come back to it, and then you have an easier catch. So that was the biggest problem with that. Otherwise, I mean, he still should have caught it, but
Now on this play, it's zone coverage. And the reason why we know is because Aaron Jones is lined up at wide receiver, way over here. And he's got a corner on him. So you can tell this is zone coverage. So against zone coverage, when you have a side that has 3 guys on it, you'd probably want to look over there because probably someone's going to get open out of this 3 guys covering 3 guys in a zone. There'll be a little bit of a window for your short pass to maybe get you a little bit closer.
And also,
Rodgers has got to go for the big shot. Tunyon against this, he thinks that he can split the zone, but this linebacker does too good of a job going back.
I'd also like to point out there's 28 seconds left, and the Packers still have 2 timeouts, so we didn't need to just throw here every down.
We didn't need to run. No. But somebody likes it. Somebody likes to throw.
Well, everybody likes to throw, but we could have ran it here. I was mad about this sequence too. It was really dumb.
Okay, so what happens is now it looked like it was 2 deep, but it turned into 3 deep because this guy goes deep, this guy goes deep, this guy goes deep, and then you got 4 in the shallow, and they only rush. Well, they rush 4. They rush 4 guys.
Does anybody run underneath here?
No.
Oh.
Look at that. We got a running straight. Devontae juking this linebacker. He has to juke a linebacker. The best receiver in the league has to do juke moves on a linebacker to get open. Okay. And then Aaron Jones over here. And look at this pocket because they're not sending them much.
Yep.
Good, clean pocket. I'm pretty sure Robert Tunyon's here, right? We got a linebacker on him. So Rodgers is thinking back to that Lions game. He's like, I'm going to put this right over the top of that stupid linebacker. We're going to get a touchdown. Except the difference was on that play, Lazard came underneath. And that kind of messed everybody up.
Yeah, why are they all just run straight? It's just...
Well, Devontae didn't. The ball's thrown, and this linebacker is in with him. And look at this. If he would have threw it to the back pylon over here, maybe Lazard, I don't know.
Well, if Adams didn't putz around and just ran across the field, he would have beat that linebacker across the field and been open for the underneath.
Right here, touchdown, boom. Yeah. He would have caught it here, touchdown. But instead, he's throwing to Tunyon, and Tunyon tries to one-hand it. I don't know why. Go for 2 hands. Come on, Tunyon. I know you're good, but you're not that great. Hits him in the hand, off his hand, drop, end of the play. So that was first down, and that was second down. Your awesome receiver had the ball hit him in both hands and just straight up dropped it. Your play caller called everybody go straight for some dumb reason, except for one guy who couldn't beat a linebacker to get open, but he's the number 1 receiver in the league. And Rodgers chose to throw to a double team tight end in the end zone. Sounds like a pretty dumb move to me. But that then led to this play, which I'm going to get into now. And this is the play that I want to talk about the most because I want to ask you, Jason, real quick, what is the definition of a catch as of today's NFL?
If it looks like a catch, smells like a catch, must be a catch.
Kinda. What it is you catch them because I've watched multiple games this year where guys I saw a guy catch the ball in the end zone for 1 second. A guy knocked it out of his hand and they call it a touchdown.
Oh, really?
I've seen that, which I couldn't believe. It was actually Dallas Goedert for the Eagles today, here Sunday. Caught a pass, went to the ground. He didn't have it anymore. They still called it a touchdown. I don't have that play. Maybe I'll bring it up on Friday.
And he went to the ground? Oh, okay.
But I don't know. It looked like he caught it for a second, but he went to the ground, and then the ball was gone. But they still called it a touchdown for the Eagles. Okay, that's very interesting because now we're going to watch this play because this is not the Des Bryant play. This is not the Kelvin Johnson play anymore, right? This is nowadays NFL, right? Let's watch this. Aaron Jones turns around. He gets 2 hands on the ball. We obviously see 2 hands and the ball, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's kind of slipping a little bit, but I want you to watch what he does. He secures this under his arm and then uses his arm to shield himself. Now, he probably should have just held the ball with both hands. Okay, now he's got the ball secured under his arm, and Schobert has got his hand in there too, right here. So that was a 2-handed catch, secure under his arm, under his shoulder, but Schobert's got his hand in there. Mm-hmm. Now here's the other key important thing. 1 knee equals 2 feet, 1 elbow equals 2 feet. Is that not correct?
I think he's already got 2 feet down, so the play should be over.
He does have 2 feet down and the catch secured. But let's watch this just in case. Oh, I gotta go back a little bit because now the ball kind of shoved and came out a little bit. Let me go back a second. I don't know if it's gonna work. Dang it. All right, I'll get there. I'll get there. I'll promise. I'll stop in the right spot. Or maybe not. I needed like 1 second, 1 frame before that. Son of a monkey butt. God dang it, I can't get it there. On the other one, I could pause it. I could just play it like myself and it would just go. On this, but what I'm getting at is this. He had the ball secured in his hand, okay, with his left hand under his shoulder, and his right elbow was down, and he had 2 feet before that. And then after that, that was when the ball came out. I want to see if I can just nudge it a little bit, see if it'll work. No, it doesn't work. Dang it. You gotta trust
you
me.
can see
You gotta trust me on this.
I know, you can see where the ball is, and you can see where his elbow is almost down and his knee is almost down.
The very next frame, if I could just,
the
ball's already coming out. But the one right before that, his elbow is down, his arm is up. I'm gonna get this thing. Keep talking. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the shot.
Well,
because
okay.
I know it's there because I've done it before.
While you work on that,
there
you go.
There it is. There it is. Ball secured underneath the shoulder, 2 feet down, and an elbow. That is a touchdown. That is a touchdown. It didn't hit him in the hands and bounce off like Devontae Adams did on first down. He didn't go for it with one hand to try to catch it. He caught it with 2 hands, secured the ball under his shoulder, had 2 feet down and an elbow. That was called a touchdown earlier in a different game with the Eagles for Dallas Goedert. But apparently, in this game, it was called an incomplete pass. But we can see from this still frame, elbow, 2 feet, ball secured, and even he caught Joe Sherbert's hand as well. And Joe Sherbert did a great job. He is a freaking Wisconsin linebacker. He's smart and good. Hello, he's not an idiot. He had good coverage. Aaron Jones went up, got the ball, made a play. Now, if he would have probably just grabbed it with both hands, right, and not tried to secure it like he normally does, like a running back, like he's thinking like a running back. He catches it, puts it in his arm, under his arm, right? That's what running backs do. If he would have just caught it and just held it with 2 hands and for dear life and then kept his feet in bounds, it would have been fine. So for all the people who went on and on about how Jones should have caught it, he's got to do it with he's got the big money. He's got to make the play. He did catch it, everybody. Not only did he catch it, it was a touchdown based on the rules of the NFL of today. So screw you, everybody who's giving Aaron Jones crap. He did have the fumble. And I do say that was bad. I already started the show with that. But that was a touchdown catch by Aaron Jones that was called incomplete. And I don't know. It was inside of 2 minutes. So it should have been a challenge from New York. They should have looked at it. Nobody looked at it. And LaFleur couldn't challenge it, and nobody thought about it. And I guess Jones didn't think he caught it either. But it's clear. We just watched. He caught it. Touchdown.
Just as a quick aside related to so many of these different calls and things that are going against the Packers so far this year, like, I don't get it. Was the NFL hate the Packers now? Does it nobody wants the Packers to win? Like, I mean, it's not as bad as the Lions or whatever, but holy crap, we can get some jobs here lately. Really jobbed in the 49er game. Yeah, some in some other games. Now, we won the games, but still, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I got notified that our stream is interrupted for copyright. So one of these videos flagged something.
God dang it.
I don't know, man. But I think
so this isn't on.
I can't tell. Close out and let's see if we're still on. It says live on my thing yet. That we're live on YouTube, but I can't tell. Let me see. I'll go on.
The whole point of me showing this is not going to be on there.
Let me see. Let me see if we're. I think we're on. Hang on. We're on. We're on.
Well, gosh dang, Vernon.
Ooh, Zero says a sky judge would solve these issues. That's right. A judge in the sky, from the sky. Why not? The technology's there. I mean, come on. They should have these things happen too fast for any human, no matter how good the official is, to make that sort of call and get it right most of the time. You have the technology, you have the ability to get it right. You don't have, it's not college football where you got hundreds of games going on. It's the NFL. You got what, at most 7 games going on at one time. You can correct this. You can do it right.
Well, all I know is it shouldn't be copyright issues. It's freaking live TV that happened, and I'm showing the live TV. So whatever.
No, we're good, I think.
Oh no, we're back on. I know, but
Yeah, okay.
Big Play Slay could maybe back me up. He's an Eagles fan. Dallas Goedert had a touchdown on Sunday that was very similar, where he caught it and then the ball ended up squirting out, and they still called it a touchdown. But I just showed you right here. This still frame shows you that's a touchdown. Period. End of story. I don't want to hear any more crap. Okay, back to you.
All right. Look, regardless, is a really good effort and not a play you'd expect too many running backs to have to make. And I just don't like the play call. First off, I don't like that throw. I don't like, putting anybody in that position to have to make that play to get the touchdown seems dumb. And just as a side note, there were also a couple of plays where the Packers stumbled on later, in the fourth quarter when they could have finished or continued to get the game out of hand, where like there's a I think it was like it was that pass to the sideline to Adams. I was just a little too far outside. Actually, if he had control of his body, he could have caught it and had his feet in bounds, but he had run so far he couldn't slow down and like get control of his body to do that. Because actually where the throw was, it wasn't that far out of bounds, but he was already too far with his body towards the sideline that he couldn't get, arms extended and all this. But on that play, the middle of the field, there's absolutely nobody. I mean, it was like Devontae on the sideline, some other guy in the flat, and on the opposite side, guys to the outside and running way downfield. I mean, there was like nothing in the middle, like 20 yards of field in the middle. Not a single person, not a single defender, not a single Packer. And I'm just like, all you're trying to do is get conversions here. That's an easier conversion. Why not run a guy over the middle? Randy Cobb's been doing pretty good in the middle. Why don't we send him over the middle? I just didn't get it. And there were plays like that again where it's like, okay, we don't need to work the sidelines here. Let's freaking work the plays that are easiest. Let's get first downs. And they didn't do it. And it made me a little crazy. And I know they won. 27-17. I know Lee had the closest score at 30-20. Congrats, Lee. Oh, that wasn't even. There you go. Okay. But those are the plays you got to do. They're easy. They make sense. And they work. Football doesn't have to be that hard sometimes. Don't make the degree of difficulty so hard on your running back to make that catch or your quarterback to make the perfect throw or both.
Well, it wasn't a bad play. It was obviously man coverage with a linebacker on Aaron Jones. I don't mind that at all.
But wouldn't you rather see him like cut a slant?
I would rather see him I'd rather have him do a slant and then out so that Schobert gets mixed because he's not going to be as agile as Aaron Jones. And there's nobody. I don't show the beginning of the play. I don't think. But when you show the lineup, when they line up, like Schobert's there all by himself. There's nobody anywhere near it. It's like Aaron Jones and nobody around. And Jones could have easily done a 5-yard slant, came back out, kind of like what if anybody remembers, Malik Taylor caught a 4th down play, 4th and 3 last year on a play just like that, where he ran an inside slant and then an out route real quick. Jones could have done the same exact thing. Schobert would have never stuck with him. He would have scored a touchdown. And that I would feel more comfortable with than a jump ball in the end zone for a 5'9" guy against a 6'3" guy. It just doesn't make sense. But still, I just showed you the video. Jones caught the ball. And based on the rules of today, this isn't Des Bryant. Right. He caught the ball, hit the ground, had 2 feet and an elbow down. That's a touchdown.
For many years of the history of football, once his 2 feet were on the ground, that's a touchdown. So I don't understand what the rule is anymore either. They got to get uniform on that and figure out what it is, what's a catch, what's not a catch. It's just stupid. I mean, come on.
I think it's weird is if that was held in the field of play, like to see if it would be like a first down or something. they would have reviewed that.
Right.
Because they would have to know if the Packers would get yards on the play or not, right? But because there's no yards involved, it's just a scoring play, and it happened so fast, it looks like, he caught it with his hands and then it slipped out. But also the ground can't cause a fumble either. So either way, now Schobert got his hand in there, but he didn't knock it out in a way until after Aaron Jones had 2 feet and an elbow down. Okay, I don't want to go over this all day. What I'm saying is this. Aaron Jones is really good. He fumbled, yes. It was his fault, even though Royce Newman can't block on the play. We already went over that. I showed you the difference between blocking for Aaron Jones and the difference between blocking for A.J. Dillon. Aaron Jones is really good. And people need to freaking remember it because it started to make me mad. But that's about it. I'm happy if the Packers win. I'm happy. But obviously, Ben Roethlisberger sucked.
He was terrible.
We couldn't block on the field goal, but that never should have happened because Aaron Jones scored a touchdown anyways. And he did, but they didn't say that.
We already solved the field goal problem. Put TJ Slayton out there on the end, and put your other, like Jack Heflin, or I don't care, whoever it is.
Anybody.
Widest, biggest, Tyler Lancaster. Oh, he's out too. Whoever, I don't care.
Can we talk about that real quick?
Kenny Clark and TJ Slayton should be your end blockers.
No, you're not going to put your starting defense tackle out there, but
it's a stupid field goal. You got the tiniest, littlest guys on the outside. They're not going to get hurt out there. Just stay out there and get in the way.
We got to talk about the biggest thing, though.
That's a fix.
Jair Alexander.
Yeesh.
I've not been keeping up on stuff. Are you kidding me? I know he got beat on the touchdown.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you.
Dude. Who's going to play there?
The only Shamar Jean-Charles.
He's even smaller than Jair is.
Yadam. Mr. Yadam. Can we get him?
He doesn't cover guys that great.
That's
an issue.
I don't know. I mean, it's bad. It sucks. But look, Jair's had injuries. He's had an injury almost every year. Almost every year he's missed games. Okay. So you can't expect him to hold up. He just doesn't hold up. Now, he is very good, but it's difficult to see how much he impacts the game sometimes because they say they don't throw at him. And I see plenty of times where his coverage isn't that great, but they don't throw at him. And so I don't know. I get it's going to be a change, but as long as we're not down to like Ladarius Gunter as our number one corner, we might be okay. And there's things you can do to help out a corner by shifting coverage or playing different coverages where you don't have a manned up and all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, let me ask you this question. Does Jair's presence, do the Packers use that to their advantage by bringing a bunch of pressure, like extra guys on the blitz?
No, because they're dumb.
So how does it change that much?
Exactly. But the thing is,
just don't play man with your corner.
I hate to say this, but it actually might be a benefit in disguise. Maybe the Packers will be forced to put pressure now because the corners can't hold up as well. Maybe they'll be forced to blitz more. It's almost like when Devontae's out and all of a sudden the Packers offense looks genius and Rodgers is throwing everybody and they're unstoppable. How many times do you watch that happen? Against Atlanta and against New Orleans last year. And it's like
Chiefs in the past. And
Chiefs, right. And also the Lions last year when Devontae got hurt and all of a sudden then Aaron Jones gets 250 yards total offense. And like Robert Tonyan is the most unused tight end in the NFL.
Yeah, he's
a guy with hands like him.
Yeah, hardly any targets.
Like he doesn't get any targets. I don't understand it. Never targets.
I mean, he's not even
double teamed, I guess.
He's not even put in.
They don't run plays for him.
Right. He's not put in position to be open a lot. He's running
dumb.
Stupid little flat routes half the time, and then or a seam or up the seam when there's like a safety and a linebacker dropping and there's not really room to get the ball in there much. It's like, dude, what? Put him out wide. Do some different stuff with him. Have him run an in-cutting route. Like, I think he could handle that, and I think he could beat who's ever on him to the inside and be a nice big target over the middle. But they don't do it. They have him run straight or they have him run to the flat, and it's dumb. He can do more than that. He can do more than that. I just don't get it. Um,
And more
You're
Randall
right.
Cobb. More Randall Cobb.
Yeah, more Randall Cobb. Look, let's finish up a couple things about Jair. I don't want to downplay Jair because people will hammer me on, be like, "Oh my God, he's the greatest player ever." He's not the greatest
People
player
hammer
ever.
me all the time. I don't give a crap.
Settle down. Like I've told you numerous times. I've told a lot of people, and everybody goes wild over Jair. He's one of the top corner. He's maybe the top corner in the league. I still not there on him. I like him. I think he's a very good player in a lot of ways. But I also see a lot of game tape where he shies away from tackles. Now maybe that was a
Well, he didn't on Sunday.
maybe that was a self-preservation thing
It
because
probably
then
was.
he attacked that play and he hurt himself. But also like he gets beat sometimes and corners are going to get beat. I understand that too. But I think because it's not about the player as much as the position. A corner getting hurt who basically plays on the outside the majority of the time is not as big of a blow as like somebody that can affect more plays. And you can adjust your defensive strategy to make up for helping out the new guy that's filling in that spot. Okay? So it's not because of the quality of player Jair is. I think he's a very good player. Not quite as good as everybody else does, but maybe that's just me. But I think there are a lot more ways to adjust to help your corner being out than like, oh, I don't know, your safety who has to range the field or a guy who has to make a lot of tackles, or like if we lost Devondre Campbell, that would be a bigger loss for the defense to me than losing Jair Alexander. I'm sorry, because he affects way more plays. So, and because the guys behind him, I don't understand. Like Burks looked okay. Ty Summers, I don't understand what he's doing. He's so passive. He's like stopped in his tracks on almost. He's not attacking plays. What happened to the guy? What happened to him? I don't get it. Ty Summers, come back. Come back. Be good again. Come on, man. We might need you this year. There's 17 games. All right, let's see. Double Doing says, I say if it's serious enough, let him have surgery with the hopes of a playoff return. Unless AR goes down, he predicts the Packers easily winning the division. Heck, they might be 12-5. It's true. The division's terrible. I mean, the Bears are in second place at 2-2, and the Bears didn't even realize they'd be in second place or have 2 wins, but there they are. Vikings can't win a freaking game. Keep giving them away, and the Lions are still the Lions. So the Packers are going to win the division most likely. And yes, you need Jair back. It would be good to get him back at some point in the season. What do you think about Eric Stokes, Ben? Are you as high on him as everybody else? I think the shine's worn off a little bit. I just didn't like. I know he had 8 tackles. I know he had the 1 pick. I just didn't like. He got exposed to me in this game with some shiftier receivers that weren't just running straight, and he could not hang with those guys when they changed direction.
Yeah, he didn't do good against Washington or Johnson or whatever, 18 and 13. Yeah. Those 2 guys were bad.
Yep.
So, but the thing is, he's better than Kevin King. Listen, you're muted.
Clearly. I'm not saying that.
So,
and I'm not saying he's not good. I'm saying he's fine, but I'm saying he's not like, oh my God, he's great pick Goody. I'm not there yet.
We've seen him make plays on the ball. He gets interceptions. He breaks passes up. I mean, Deebo Samuel was a better matchup for him. Mm-hmm. And even Brandon Ayuk, they're bigger guys who don't quite move as shiftily and quick, right? I mean, but the 2 guys from the Steelers, they're quick and their moves are. It's pretty obvious. Like they can they almost teleport sometimes. They're so quick, right? And he can't adjust to that.
Quarterback that could throw it to him. That would be
right.
Helpful.
He did a couple times, and it was bad news. Like it was big gains, and he had a problem. Like there were times where I thought he was in good position, and the next thing I knew, Washington was streaking up past him for another 5-10 yards. Like the Packers, they had a penalty or something. And it was like 1st and 20. And then next thing you know, it's an out route, a 5-yard out route or something like that, or comeback, and Washington takes it for 15 yards because he goes for another 10 because Stokes, I don't know what he was doing. He's watching him. He was playing 10 yards off him, and he just didn't get to the sidelines fast enough. No, I don't know if you can. I mean, if you can see the all 22, you can see how much room there was between him and the sidelines. Maybe there was a lot, but it seemed like he was too slow to react to the ball being caught by Washington. And then next thing you know, he's gone for 15 yards, and it's 2nd in 6 or whatever. And it's like, well, why do we even bother? The penalty didn't even matter. And there were a couple other times like that too, where it was an out route and he was way too far off and he was worried about it. Then he got juked and the guy beat him around the corner and he had to catch up from behind to catch him. So those are issues, but the difference is when he gets beat, he's fast enough to catch up to him and make the tackle. Okay. That's why he can stop the touchdown from happening. Unlike Kevin King. If Kevin King gets beat by a fast, quick guy, that guy's going for a touchdown. Period. So give me Stokes all day because he's quick enough or fast enough to at least get over there and make the tackle before the guy gets in the end zone most of the time.
I think it'll be.
It's interesting. I don't like. I mean, I think they're going to have to if Jair doesn't come back. They're probably going to have to put Stokes out on an island by himself.
Ooh.
And kind of like the play I showed earlier with the Kiki sack where everybody was up against the line of scrimmage and Jair and Chandon had a little bit more help because there's 2 guys on that side and they kind of left Stokes over there by himself and he was 10 yards off because he was like, geez, I'm all over by myself. That may be more of that. I don't know.
I mean, it will be a little scary if it's him and Kevin King out there as outside corners at some point, because then you got 2 guys that struggle to change direction or struggle to stick with shifty guys, and one slow and the one's at least fast. But it would be kind of a little scary. I almost would prefer to, if it's down to it. I mean, let's see what the kid from Appalachian State can do. Like let him play some football and see what happens. Rather than Kevin King, who what you got. You got a guy who's not very effective. Is he supposed to come back sometime soon? Any word on that? King?
I don't know. I don't care.
All right.
I hope not. But now it's almost like we might need him. But
Mom said they picked up a couple of D players today. I know they were looking in those guys, and they got a safety and backer, I think. But yeah, Yadam is kind of an interesting guy too. I don't know how good he is. I don't know how good he is at defense or at tackling, but Double Doink says he tackles okay. He's not that fast. He's a little smaller, but so is Jean-Charles.
He looked bad in coverage against the Bills in the preseason game. But I mean, that was the Bills with the high-powered offense, and
right.
Josh Allen throwing the ball like a madman. So,
I mean, it's a blow for sure. I think there's ways you can work around it better than if it was a guy. You're missing a guy from, like I said, Campbell or something like that.
Well, listen, if I told you the Packers are going to be 3-1 and they didn't have Zadarius Smith, possibly Jair Alexander, Bakhtiari, Jenkins. I mean, how many other guys? Chris Barnes, Kevin King, Tyler Lancaster hurt. Like
some of those
there's
guys.
a lot of hurt guys. I know,
I'm not glad that they're hurt,
but they're players that
helps.
Were key players, almost all of them. And we're still 3-1.
Still 3-1.
Terrible first game. And I mean, you play the schedule you're playing. Now this week they're playing the Bengals, and it could be dicey because they show some quick hitting ability. Like they got a lot of they can make some big plays, especially with Chase and their receiving Boyd and all. They got it, and Higgins is good at moving the chains. So their receivers are good. Joe Mixon's pretty good. Joe Burrow is finding stuff. Their weak spots are offensive line too. So our defensive line has to step up.
There you go.
And do, Kiki, maybe you can have another big game again because he's going against a suspect interior, O-line. But I think the Bengals' weak spots is mostly the tackles. I think their interior O-line is pretty good. So I don't know.
Get into that a little more on Friday. All right. I think those are thoughts. Those are what we got. I'm
sorry for the 25,000 Aaron Jones videos, but gosh dang it, I was so mad.
That's okay.
That's why I didn't go live with you on Sunday because I was so mad that everybody's giving crap to Aaron Jones that I was like, and by everybody I mean like 3 people, but still 3 people that I know of. And I was like, gosh dang it, are you guys watching this game? I want to watch this again, see what happened. And I just showed Aaron Jones makes chicken salad out of chicken crap all the time.
Oh,
and he's awesome.
One final, very important question, probably the most important question of all the questions that have been asked or points that have been raised tonight is, did you happen to watch Matt LaFleur's press conference after the game?
No.
Did you happen to see a close-up of Matt LaFleur on the sideline, or did you see his Monday press conference?
No, I've been working.
Okay.
I worked on Sunday night after the game, And then on Monday, I drove my daughter all over town, and then I tried to sleep, and then I worked because I'm now working overnights. And then today
That
I
stinks.
got off overnight and I watched video for 3 hours and edited these videos down to a couple plays that I played, which was a lot. And now I'm talking to you, and now I have to go
All
to
right.
work.
All right. Well, we'll bring it up on Friday. It's the most disturbing part about the season to this point. Even more disturbing than the first game. So
Ooh, that's
we'll
a good. That's called the tease, ladies and gentlemen.
get into that on Friday. Ben's got to go to work. I got to go to sleep. Normal people go to sleep soon, but not Ben. All right. Good job, Ben. Good job, everybody. Hopefully the Packers can get the Bengals. We'll talk more about that on Friday. And you'll learn about Matt LaFleur, the scary part about Matt LaFleur at his press conference following the game. Peace out. Be good.